Hello, my loves. Welcome into this Taurus new moon reading. This reading is for you if your rising sign is Aries and or if 28 degrees 26 minutes of Taurus shows up in your second house. Welcome in. If you have not already watched the introduction to this reading, I recommend doing that. There's some good information in there for you about the Taurus energy, the new moon energy, and a little bit about what we've been doing with these readings and highlighting for the last few readings with the moon energy. Linked in the description and popping up on YouTube. So let's talk a little bit about the second house, because this is where this new moon is going to be what's called pinging. I call it pinging, P-I-N-G, I-N-G. It is pinging your house of values, which is the second house, ruled by the second sign of the zodiac, which is Taurus. As an Aries rising, using the whole house system, you're always going to have the houses in the same sign that they're ruled by. So I just love that about the Aries rising. I think that's so cool. You guys get to experience like the purity of the houses in their original energy. So this deals with the area of your life that rules possessions, the exchange of possessions, your morality, your moral compass, your finances, and your self-worth. So you're going to see the themes of this area of your life coming up with this moon phase. Okay? And so this is also the area of your life that you're going to apply the card reading and information that's coming through. Now we're doing a little different reading. We're going to be doing two different readings. One of them, I'm not going to do any interpretation on. I'm just going to show you how to read the card and invite you to grab a journal and write down what is coming through for you. Because part of what this Taurus new moon really wanted us to do is to activate our own listening, our own feeling, our own sensations within our body that happen when we encounter information, when we get a message from anything in our world. Obviously, right in this example, it's going to be getting a message from the cards, but you can get a message from stubbing your toe. You can get a message from a bird flying by you. You can get a message from a song on the radio. The examples are limitless. Okay. Everything is always communicating to us. And the Taurus energy wants us to bring it into a material form. It wants us to practice this. So I'm going to not offer an interpretation of those cards, but I'm going to invite you to bring the advice and the awareness into your value system and your values and valuables. Okay. And then we're going to review the card that came through for the Aries new moon session, which was 2 new moons and a solar eclipse and a whole lot of energy involved. And we're going to apply that information to this house. Okay. And really see how we are evolving our understanding of this guidance that came through from the Angel Therapy deck. So, all that being said, let me show you how to read these cards before I pull up the last card, okay? So we're going to be reading across the top of these cards. There's 3 different categories. First sentence is defend your beliefs, and we'll get the end of the sentence when we flip over the card. The second sentence is accept the costs of, and the last sentence is let your feelings tell you how to use the most direct way, and then we'll get the other information. Okay, so you're going to read across the line, and this is going to be guidance for you on navigating through your second house. Now, all 3 of these sentences may ping you, may have resonance, and may have meaning for you, or there might be one that feels more aligned than the others. The top line is a spiritual message. The middle line is a mental message, and the bottom line is a physical message. So keep that in mind as you're interpreting this. And like I said at the beginning, I do recommend having a journal on hand for this. If you need to pause this video and go get a journal, please do that, because journaling helps us to bring into physical form the thoughts, the ideas, the understandings that we have, and it helps us to hold them in our mind, in our lives, in a more concrete, physical way when we've put words to them. When we put words to our understanding, even if you want to just jot down bullet points, okay? Or even if you just want to type in the comments here what's coming through for you, just some way of you interacting with this understanding beyond just being like, oh, this means that, and then letting that go, okay? Because the Taurus energy is the first earth sign of the zodiac. It's the energy of planting our foot firmly in the earth and saying, I am here, and this is me. This is my expression. This is where I'm planting my roots. So in order for those roots to get planted, putting the pen to the paper is really an amazing part. And with this new moon happening so close to Gemini season, which is all about communication, and the Gemini energy is all about words and writing, and I feel like since this cycle is going to be happening mostly during Gemini season, there's only a few days that it happens during the solar season of Taurus, that we're also getting this Gemini energy in with this journaling. Okay, so if you haven't already, close your eyes, take in a few deep breaths, and opened your heart to receive the guidance most aligned for you at this time. Here's your invitation to do that. Always, you can pause the video if you need more time to set a space for yourself where you're ready to tap into this wise instinctive knowing that exists within you, that's going to tell you which one of these sentences is for you and what it means for you in your life. Okay. And if you work with any guides, you can call them in to be here with you. Know that they're here. I just ask that they be here in unconditional love for your highest good and the highest good of all. And we're going to complete the sentences now. Your spiritual sentence is defend your beliefs patiently. Pause, take a moment, journal with whatever comes up for you about that. Whatever guidance you're getting, whatever situations that you're facing where you've been wanting to defend your beliefs, okay? Whatever's coming up for you. I'm just giving examples, but I'm trying not to offer too much interpretation here. Pause if you're not ready to move on. Second sentence is accept the costs of what you want. Ooh, second house. Yeah, that's a cool. There's a lot there. Okay. Pause. Journal. What does that mean? I don't care how long it takes you. Sorry, I don't. This is a get to work reading with these new moons. Okay. When you're ready, here's the physical message. Let your feelings tell you how to let your feelings tell you how to use the most direct way and get what you need. Pause and journal about that. Okay. Not offering any interpretation. This is for you. Take this for what it is. And we're going to transition now into my own interpretation and going back into the human condition content and relating the card that you got and the human condition content to this house now. Okay. So there she is. You got base chakra. It says choose only thoughts of It says choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances as your words determine your outcome. Okay. So we played with this in our sense of self, in our house of self, with the solar eclipse moon and with the new moon in Aries, both moons in Aries. And now we're moving this into our second house. And we're choosing only positive thoughts to describe our home, our career, and our finances, recognizing that our words are determining our outcomes. This Taurus new moon is making me work. So, Aries risings, what I'm feeling for you here is that this is what I know for myself. Let's start there. The human condition content, understanding that our instincts as a species are loving and cooperative, and that upon not receiving this love and cooperation in the world, not understanding, when we don't know, we make up a story, okay? And the stories that we make up are actually determining the outcomes of what we're experiencing, what we're drawing towards us energetically, what we're resonating with, and what we resonate with is what we attract. It's a magnetic thing. And so what this understanding does is it helps us to to change those stories, to let go of those stories that we made up when we didn't understand. We didn't understand why the world wasn't loving and cooperative when we came in. We didn't understand why our environment growing up, I call them nursery conditions. That's the conditions you lived in 0 to 6, the interactions that you had, the nurturing you received or didn't receive, all of this. We made up stories about why we weren't getting the love that we expected and rightfully deserved and were worthy of. Okay. So, what's happening now as you move into your self-worth house, as you move into your values and valuables and what you are, and this is really talking about your career and finances as well. So, as you look at your life and you talk about your life, there's this huge emphasis and focus on changing the story. The story is you are worthy. The story is you are loving. You want to cooperate. The stories that you can't make it, the stories that you're not worthy, the stories that the human species is just beyond saving and terrible, and all of these, and again, that you are not worthy. These stories are creating an experience that seems to affirm that truth back to you. And when you switch your thoughts, when you say, I am worthy, I'm worthy of receiving money, I'm worthy of receiving love and respect, I'm worthy of experiencing a community, a home environment that's loving and nurturing and cooperative. And the message, the guidance with this card for you in this house is to watch how you're talking about your home, very Taurus theme, your career and your finances. The finances is a very Taurus, is this very second house theme, which again is Taurus because you're Aries rising and you have the double meaning there, or the double emphasis there. And so this lunar phase, your words are so very important, but the stories that you're telling yourself around your worth, around your financial life, around your home life, they're changing to positive thoughts. You're thinking about these things positively, not just speaking about them, but definitely when you speak, watch your words, but when you think about these things, watch your words too. Watch what you're thinking about. How can you shift your internal dialogue to be oriented towards this truth and understanding? And the thing that I love about the human condition content is it helps us get over the block that a lot of us have to receiving the advice of just think positive. And you're just sitting there like, how can I do that when everything in my life has shown me that, these things are true? Well, you can do that by understanding that there was a critical piece of information that you didn't have, which is why you made up a story that you weren't worthy, which is why you continue to experience the reflection of that, because you were putting that vibration out as part of your belief system. Now that you know, oh my God, I've been worthy this whole time. My caregivers have been suffering from this trauma of not experiencing the environment that they expected or deserved, and their parents the same, and their parents the same, and for 2 million years. So we have a lot of emphasis here on we have a lot of evidence now that there's good reason to have positive thoughts that are aligned with the truth of this understanding, the truth of your worth, the truth of the instinctual orientation of our species, and the truth of what that means for the home life that we can create around ourselves, the community, what it means for the available resources. Once people start waking up to this information, we're going to share resources way differently, because we're going to be very selfless in the way that we offer ourselves to each other. We're going to realize how much we have, and we're going to want to give, because we're going to understand that our instincts desire that more than anything. And it's going to change our financial world. It's going to change what we're doing with our life and our time, and it's going to change our home environment. But it starts in your mind. It starts in addressing those stories that you've created that are not aligned with your worth and with your altruistic, loving, instinctual nature. And so you get to work on that internal dialogue, affirming your self-worth, and continuing to change how you think about these areas of your life. Now, not with a positive sheen and sparkle on it, but with the light of truth burning through those lies that were developed because you didn't know. And when we don't know, we make up a story. Now you know. So now there's something tangible, which is, again, Taurus energy, putting our foot down on something solid. You can finally put your foot down on something solid and say, I know these things to be true, and I know that it's a matter of making sure that my thoughts are in alignment with what I know to be true, not just because positive thinking feels good, okay? But because it is attracting things into your life, and it is critical for you to change the beliefs that you created when you didn't know, now that you know. Okay? Let me know how this resonates. Let me know if you have questions. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.